Welcome back to the Fear and Beer podcast,
where we discuss all things Halloween Horror Nights, horror movies, and just a little bit of beer.
So kill the lights, grab a cold one, and join us as we dive into this mad world we love.
I'm Nick.
I'm Seamus.
And I'm Jamie.
Like scary movies.
Uh-huh.
Here's Johnny.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
You miss me.
Aren't you drinking?
I never drink. Why?
And as a reminder to all listening, if you want to help us to continue growing as a podcast, don't forget to leave us a 5-star review on whichever streaming platform you use.
To stay up to date with us and all of our episodes, be sure to follow all of our socials. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Fear and Beer Pod.
Feel free to reach out to us. We love to interact with you all.
Da-na-na, da-na-na. I almost didn't open this episode without that sound bit, but I just couldn't. I couldn't possibly not do the sound, because if you are here, this is our annual HHN Fantasy Draft. We are in the midst of our 1 week until HHN Podathon. This is 5 days out. We are so close, and we are joined by a stacked cast. Now, generally, we kind of do this all in one room, and we sort of hang out with a bunch of people, and editing that is just not as fun. I'd rather kind of reach out to some of the folks that we don't really get on our side of the pod as much as we'd like, and we'll probably change that in the foreseeable future. But obviously, it's not just myself and Seamus and Jamie tonight. We have 3 others joining us. So let's just go to the top. So Johnny, why don't you say hello, introduce us, and tell everybody where they can find you if for some reason they don't know who or where you are. Oh, we just got to unmute really quick.
It's in the software. There we go.
There we
Oh my God. I'm not, this is all fancy.
It's all different now. This is a whole new world.
Right?
A whole new world.
New world. I can show you the haunts. All right. My name is Johnny Bronto. I run hauntScene.com here out of Orlando. This is our 10th season. Our long-term goal is to do one haunted attraction in every single state. So far, we've done 22 states, over 120 some haunts. It's crazy. And I love haunted attractions, which includes Halloween Horror Nights, which is how we started. So we are Haunt Scene on everything, literally everything. Just look us up. And if you ever have any questions about haunts, hit me up.
Yeah, your schedule tires me out. Just seeing it, I'm like, I need to go take a nap right now, because this is just, it's a little crazy. It's out there, but that's why we love it. Let's just go down to the bottom then. So Mike, why don't you say hello, introduce yourself. You've been here before. Oh, we're doing the same thing?
Oh, no, the mute.
Uh-oh. You might have to hit the button.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello.
Got
there we are.
Oh, it was in the software again. Dang.
It just builds the suspense. It's okay.
All right. So I have been here before. Yes, you're absolutely right. So for people who have been on the pod for quite some time, I have been on here twice before. My name is Michael. I run the channel called Hallowed Thrills. We used to be based out of Pennsylvania, but have recently moved to Florida. So doing a ton of stuff down here regarding theme parks and haunts and other things. This year got a huge stacked haunt season. Going to be going to a bunch of different places down here in Florida doing reviews and stuff, and heading up to Pennsylvania and all areas in between. But super excited to be out here. If you guys want to give me a follow, it's Hallowed Thrills on Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter/X.
All right, well, Adrian, we're 2 for 2 on these intros real quick, so I'm going to pass it over to you. Let's see if we can nail this thing and take it home, buddy. I thought we were going to get it.
3 for 3.
3 for 3.
Nope.
Nope.
No, can't hear you.
It's in the browser window.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in the browser window.
It's in the.
Oh, we're good. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure if I want to edit this or not. I think I might have to let it roll.
Let it in for the bit. Just leave
this
it
was
there.
just too good.
But alas, I'm Adrian from Losh TV. You guys may or may not know me. I have, for the past 6 years, been covering Halloween Horror Nights mostly dominantly just Horror Nights. There's a lot of haunts that I've gone to along the way, thanks to another person that's here that's introduced me to a lot of that stuff, Johnny Bronto, Mr. Haunt Scene. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't know most of the haunts that I've gone to. But I will say this year we're deciding to do something completely different. We're going to 2 out-of-state haunts, hopefully.
Nice.
So if you guys want to see our travels, it's going to be over at Losh TV on almost everything. So just look up Losh TV. You'll see a little pink and blue thing with some skull hands. That's us.
Oh, that's fun, getting out of state. And I did want to take this moment as well to thank you for including us on your, well, by the time this video comes out, it's not going to be as recent because you're dropping them every day. But one of your videos that you put out recently for the HHN content creators to check out, we made the cut. I was so happy. I was getting to the end and I was like, I don't expect it, but damn, this would be cool. but yeah, so welcome to the draft. We like to do this every year and it gets a little crazy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of explain it in a moment and we'll go through. I'll tell everyone that's listening the houses we're going to draft, the scare zones we're going to draft, and in the order. But I do have a beer. I got this beer and we're not going to spend a huge amount of time on it because during this 1 week till Podathon, we're kind of just doing them at random times. So maybe times that wouldn't be super appropriate for me to be drinking, but tonight it is appropriate. This one is from Drecker. This is Strawberry Spread It. It's a peanut butter and jelly sour.
Ooh.
It's pretty gnarly can art. It's got, I can't tell if it's blood or strawberry or what, but like there's like a little toast guy at the bottom that looked like he got skinned. I don't know. Pretty gnarly. I dig it. I'm going to crack it. If anybody else has anything, feel free. The floor is yours to chat about what you got.
Yeah, I got 2. I wasn't sure. I'll let you guys. I'll let you guys decide.
My dog.
I got a classic. Was able to pick this up from Total Wine.
Very
got
nice.
the Lacto Cooler. You know, It's a classic beer liner wise from Voodoo Brewing. And then I found this one. I picked it up because the can art was really cool. It's called Tropical Harvester.
Okay.
It's a slushy sour.
That sounds good.
With mango, pineapple, guava, tangerine, and kumquat.
Okay.
That sounds good.
And it's
right
from
up my alley.
Abomination Brewing Company.
Oh yeah,
I've heard of Abomination.
Out of North Haven, Connecticut.
I think me and Seamus follow them on Instagram, actually.
Which one should I crack open first?
Let's go with Abomination. That's a nice little different thing. And this thing literally just tastes like I'm drinking jam, like jelly. It's very interesting. First sip is good, but I don't know if like the whole thing will be. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be too much or not. But
it looks thick.
Yeah, this is a thick beer. Good God,
you got a thick boy. Alrighty.
I actually have a
Jamie,
little drink too. I was just going to say, I definitely have something. So this was in our fridge that my roommates were kind enough to let me try one. I think they got it from Trader Joe's. I've tried it one other time and it was pretty good. It's not a beer, but it's a gin, honey, and lemon kind of like craft cocktail called the Bee's Knees. Just something a little light for the night for the draft episode. Since I need to do some stocking up on beers too. That sour sounds good, Nick.
It is.
Both of those sours sound
pretty
good. Actually.
Yeah, I picked this one up at half barrel, so we can always replenish if we need to. Alrighty, so before we get into the order, we're going to be picking 10 houses and 5 scare zones. Now you can pick any of these at any time, so you don't have to necessarily go in order. But if you have something that might be a popular item that you think is going to be grabbed quickly, you might want to take that first. So the houses, you're going to have to draft an IP that's never been at HHN Orlando. You can grab an IP of any sorts. You have to grab a Blumhouse Property, a Universal Monsters, which for that, I will preface, if you're doing like a duo, you can still select one of those. So like say I did Frankenstein and Dracula. Seamus could still do Frankenstein and Mummy. You know, it's not the same combo. So like just because you take one doesn't mean you take it for every combination. So there's a little bit of leeway there. We're going to be doing a holiday themed house. You're going to be taking 2 houses that are going to be based off of past scare zones. In honor of the sequel this year, you're going to be picking a Slaughter Sinema movie to be translated into a full house, and then 2 original houses. You can pick either something you have in the back of your mind, or you can pick a sequel to any sort of Orlando original. Now, the scare zones, we're going to be drafting a fairy tale this year. That'll be interesting. I don't know too many of those, so Google, here we go. Urban legends, a vamp zone, vamp 85, 55, whatever. Past HHN House, so that'll be turned into a scare zone. And then an icon, which, boy, is that a debate of all debates now on Twitter. Thank you, Speculation Matt and Mike Aiello, for teeing the whole community up on that one. But so everyone seems pretty good. I think we have an understanding of where we're at. So what I'm going to do is I have everybody's names on these little pieces of paper, and I'm going to be dropping them into my little pumpkin head bucket, and we'll go through, and that is how we'll determine the draft order. I think I get last like every single year, so we'll see if we can keep this tradition rolling.
We'll see.
And did I mention that if I lose this draft, the episode will be pulled after 24 hours? So let's go. This is shaking this thing up a little bit. First pick is going to go to, God damn it, Jamie. I think you got this last year as well.
I think I did too. I was just going to say, I think I got first last year. Woo.
You're on a streak, and I am also tracking them on my end. So if you see me typing, that is what I'm doing.
Are we doing the snake draft again, where it goes around
Correct.
at the
So
end?
you kind of get a little screwed being first because you don't have to pick again for a little bit. But
right, but that's okay. I could
second pick. Oh, I broke the streak. You can't read it, but it says Nick. I got the second pick, which I guess that's okay. I don't. Yeah, sure, that's fine. Cheaters win. If this is, we didn't bring you guys on to just get the first 3 picks, but I got Seamus over here as the third pick.
Wow.
I think this was rigged. We should have had our pick. Redraw.
So can I pull the episode now?
Yeah.
Right.
Fourth pick, Johnny.
All right.
On the board. Now I kind of like these picks because you're closer to like back-to-back picks.
I think that I like kind of being last more, honestly.
Adrian, and of course that means Michael
come on
is getting the spot that I have been holding for him for the last 2 years, because that is usually my comfortable spot in the very, very last bit. I don't even have to pick that last name out there because I know whose it is.
Yeah, I had to write the order down on my phone so I don't forget.
Yeah, so I got it in front of me. I have a little Excel sheet, so I'm going to track who got what. So if at any point, if there's questions about if somebody had picked it, or if you're missing, if we get down to the last 3 houses and you don't remember exactly which ones you need, just let me know and I can answer that for you because I'll have all that information in front of me. So Jamie, you're kicking us off. So what are we doing here? So, and if you want to give a little brief explanation as to why, or maybe there's some inspiration that you felt behind this house, or if you have ideas for it, feel free to obviously elaborate on your pick a little bit.
I like it. Sounds good. So I am going to start with a house first. It's going to be a property house, which is going to be the Blumhouse Property. Can we do... It wouldn't necessarily be a mashup, but a part 1 and part 2. Can that work? Is that okay?
Sure.
It would be I was going to say Sinister 1 and 2 mashup house for my Blumhouse Property.
Okay.
Yeah. Since we only have seen Sinister in the Blumhouse house, but just a part of it, and I would really love to see it as a full house. And I think it'd be cool to kind of do the 1 and 2 if you kept it in the same Fast and Furious queue, you could hold it in there, and I think it would be really fun. Very creepy for sure, and I would like to see more of Bagul. So,
all right. I think this is going to be a little bit of a reach, but I do want to get it. So for my first pick, I'm going to grab my Slaughter Sinema movie.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab Shitty's Kids because and there's just because there's for Slaughter Sinema we have. There is a limit on those, right? Like, it's not like IP. You can just pick whatever you want. There's a limit here for Slaughter Sinema. So I want to make sure I get the one that I want. And I want that little kid's birthday style horror house. Bring the whole thing. It's just like a haunted Chuck E. Cheese, which if we're not going to get it through 5 nights, we can get it through Shitty's Kids. So that is mine.
For sure.
All right. So that will bring Seamus up for us.
Well, I'm glad you picked that because I wasn't sure how this selection was supposed to work.
Mhm.
Like, you're saying any of the movies in the first house is what you're saying we have to pick from.
Correct. Yes. Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
can't-
Well, I'm
you
not
can't
picking one
use-
right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I never did that house, so really my gauge of what's good and what isn't is going to be solely based on the name of it.
You
But
can't use Cockadoodle Doom.
But to also be that guy and take something before I know somebody else in this room is going to take, I'm going
Ooh.
Universal Monster,
Okay.
and we're going Creature.
Mm,
That's okay. That's all right.
I knew that one was going to go,
fine.
so I kind of didn't even have him on
Not
my
a
list.
mashup, just solo. Give me Creature and all his goofy
Creature-ness.
goodness.
Yep.
All right, so that brings up Johnny.
All right. I'm going with my absolute dream house. The IP never been at HHN as a full IP. Apparently, there was
Ooh.
a thing with this one. I don't know. It was before my time. I want the Ring. The Ring
Ooh.
as my
That
IP.
would be awesome.
And yeah, that's it.
That would be super sick.
I
Very
can
scary.
I can literally leave right now if I get that.
We're done. We're
Right.
happy here.
Mhm.
I always still to this day will confuse scenes of The Ring and Scary Movie 3. When like Brenda's just like punching her and pulling her out of the TV. All right. That's a solid one.
That is a solid one.
Adrian, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna go with an IP that's never been at HHN, and I wasn't gonna pick this first, but then I saw Johnny's shirt and I wondered if he would pick it. So I'm just gonna take the Wyatt Six
You son of a
as a house.
I like that. That's a good one. So
I'd rather be
I-
safe.
one.
I'm sorry.
I forced Jamie to watch wrestling on occasion, and she really likes the Wyatt Six. She also loves Dominic Mysterio. So if you're listening, Dirty Dom,
Not right
You
now.
you broke her heart when you ditched Rhea.
Not right
Um,
now.
You would.
But yeah,
if I
Wyatt
would've
Six,
known
that new intro that they've
Super
kind of
sick.
finally
sick.
culminated with, it's really, really working for
I
me.
love
like
it.
that one.
I should have worn my costume.
I saw you won best costume with the Lantern Bray outfit. That thing is
That's
That was
cool.
nutty.
awesome.
So, Michael, where are we going to close out the first round?
Ooh, okay, so I was sitting on the edge of my seat for a while for this first round, and to be completely honest, I thought Jamie was going to take it first pick when she said Blumhouse, so I'm going to go Blumhouse,
Okay.
and I'm taking Five Nights at Freddy's.
All right.
I love
was my second
I love the games. I have been a fan of the games for a while, so I need that house. It's also gonna kind of be a crowd pleaser a little bit because a lot of people wanted to come to the event. So that's
Definitely.
gonna help my event look a little bit better.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, the perk of being the last pick is now you have the first pick in the second round. So it's going to
That's
snake
true.
around now. So, Michael, you get to grab another pick now while we're here.
All right. Well, since we didn't quite argue about Johnny's pick for the ring, I'm gonna take then what my IP that's never been at HHN, and I'm taking Scream.
Okay.
I'm
Yep.
taking the
Nice.
original Scream #1. It is the best, so that's what I'm gonna take.
Mhm.
The coulda, shoulda, woulda house made
Yes.
made it all the way into advertising, and we still did not get it. It was so close to the finish line, they tripped up, bastards. All right, Adrian, where are we headed now, buddy?
I'm gonna go past Scare Zone,
Okay.
and I'm gonna take An Arcade.
Oh, you
Ah,
son of
I
son of
know.
a bitch.
Ah.
Yeah, that was on my list.
Son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make some on the fly decisions here. I gave myself like 3 out of 2 options. So if those other 2 go, I might have to switch things up a bit. All
Google's
right.
gonna be your best friend.
It's definitely gonna be. Whew. All right, so Johnny, where are we headed now?
All right, I'm going with turning a past Scare Zone into a full house, and we're going with Vamp 55.
Ooh,
Nice.
Okay.
I love Vamp. All of them.
Little Scoobity Bop in the. All right.
And I envision it like evil Riverdale.
Okay, all like
Yeah.
more high school oriented. Put it in
Yeah.
that setting. I like that.
Love it.
All right, Seamus, where are we going, buddy?
Man, so I'm flying by the seat of my pants tonight. So everybody knows, like, this is the third or fourth year we've done this, and every year I go super hard into like preparing for this, and I'm figuring this out as we go. So I think since Nick brought it up, and if I don't take one now, I'm gonna forget, and everyone else is gonna take the good ones. So I'm gonna go Slaughter Sinema movie, but shit, do I pick the? Oh, hold on, because I've got two that I want. And I'm not sure which one I want now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's always the tricky part.
I think we'll go with Barber Chop, just because I love the name of it. I've never done the house, so I don't know what it was like, but it gives me that like chopping mall vibe just from the movie poster, and it just sounds amazing. So I'd love to see this done as like a full house.
All right, so
Yeah,
now
I had that on my list. That was one of my favorite parts of the house.
It's just the scene, like the setting for a house in a barbershop is just so ridiculous that it would work. I'd be interested to see them pull a whole house out of it, but it was just
relate
so fun.
it to they could relate it to Meets.
Yeah, they could tie it in there. Very like obviously like Sweeney Toddy, obviously a little bit just because the whole barbershop theming, but all right. There's been a couple people taking Blumhouse, so I think I'm just gonna have to pull the trigger. I don't think anybody was gonna take this one, but I'm gonna go with Split for my Blumhouse property. I think with the character design, you could have, I mean, each room could be a different persona of him, and then you could kind of culminate with the beast at the end. So I'm going to go Split. I know that's like not their kind of wheelhouse anymore. Like Blumhouse, you kind of think like that schlocky style of spin-off almost now with like Megan, sort of Chucky, Happy Death Day, sort of Groundhog's Day, Totally Killer, sort of Hot Tub Time Machine. So like it kind of is away from that trend, but I'm going to grab Split real quick while I can.
Okay.
And Jamie, we're back to you. So you're going to get 2 picks now.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm going to do my Universal Monster House. Since Seamus decided to take Creature away from me, I'm going to do a mashup house. This is my second choice, so I'm still pretty happy with it. I would like to see an Invisible Man and Phantom of the Opera mashup house, just solely on those two characters. I feel like they're both kind of very mysterious. I feel like the setting that they have in their films could kind of mesh well together. I don't know. I could see it happening. And it was nice. And the Monsters Unmasked house was probably one of my favorite iterations they've done of the house. So it'd be nice to see some of those characters again and give Phantom a little more room to work with how bigger some of the set designs could have been.
You didn't get enough of Invisible Man in the 2 scenes last year?
No, unfortunately not. But he did look great. And he got me from that ceiling scare every single time with the arm coming down.
Yep. All right. And then now where else?
Another one I forgot. Okay, yes. I think I'm going to do my Slaughter Cinema movie too. I just might as well take it now. Get it out of the way. So, although I wanted to do Shitty's Kids, which was probably my top pick, I think I'm going to pick Amazon Cannibals from Planet Hell. Another fun one. That little section of the house was really cool, and it was kind of smaller in the first iteration, so I'd like to see a full house of that.
We started the slaughter run. All right. So now I'm up. I'm going to go with Past Scare Zone because one of them have already been taken from me. And I'm going to go with Vikings Undead.
I always forget about Vikings, and it was so good.
It was probably, I'm trying to think, but I really think that might have been my last, like, really favorite zone that was in Central Park. Trying to, like, quickly think back of, like, any of the last ones that could have beaten it out for me. But for me, like, it was better than Jungle. It was better than Scarecrow. I can't think 3 years ago now, but either way, I know it stands out to me as something that could like be this big, large scale, epic style, maybe almost Dead Man's, where it's like that beautiful, like sad house, but still has a little bit of gore and some scares in there, obviously. But I think I'm going to grab that. And I think that was probably, if it wasn't on Seamus's list, it probably would have been. So I had to jump.
Oh, it was. Don't you worry.
I had to jump ahead a little bit.
Yeah, the list that I don't really have put together. One of the few that I was thinking. You took it. Thanks. So that works.
Perfect.
And on that note, you're up, Seamus.
Yeah. What the hell, man? God damn it. All right. Well, I'm going to go IP any because I know it's never been here, and I've been talking about this forever. I think since we've started this podcast, and just over and over again every year, I'm like, man, I'd love to see them do this if they could do it. And I want to go Doom, the video game.
Okay.
I want to see them do a true to life, like actual Doom house, not based on the shitty movie, but based on the actual video game. Yes, Rock and Carbon. No, I think it's an IP. Like, they don't do enough video games. I know that we got The Last of Us, and I've been famously heard to not like that house, which I wasn't a big fan of it. And I just don't think they've done a good adaptation, as far as I can tell, yet. And I think this is one that they really could do right if it's done right. So I'm going with Doom.
Yeah, it's tricky. Those video games are tricky because there's so many different iterations usually, and I'm sure the rights are a whole different thing than movies. So I think it's a lot more
right. So,
and that's the same thing with like movies. Like, very few times are video games translated well into the movie format. There's been a lot of duds in that realm. But so, Johnny,
agreed.
You are up.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with my Slaughter Sinema movie, and it is going to be Midnight Snack.
Ooh, okay. A deep cut. Not leaving many options there for you guys with the Slaughter Cinemas. Sorry, I had to jump the gun there and kick us off.
Right.
All right, Adrian.
I'm just gonna take my Slaughter Sinema too. Yeah. I'm going Sorority Sacrifice is what I'm taking.
Okay. I'm glad this doesn't have spell check because there's no way I wrote sorority right. There's no chance.
I should clarify that pick that I made. It was for the Never Been at HHN, not the any IP. Sorry.
Okay, so for Never Been, gotcha. That's that. All right, so sorority. All right, so Michael, 2 picks.
All right, so I mean, wait, who has done Slaughter Sinema 1 so far?
So really, you don't have to yet because everyone's got it. So you can kind of sit on
you
that.
You could hold off.
Oh, okay, sweet, awesome. Thanks for letting me know that. Because
I still
we let everyone play a fair game here.
All right, sweet. Sometimes. I'm gonna take my Universal Monsters one with my first pick of my 2 back-to-back ones.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a solo Phantom of the Opera house. Because I have kind of an idea of what I want to do. I want to do an idea of like about how like the Paris Opera House is getting demolished, and the Phantom has to do one final kind of gory bloodbath to protect the Opera House, and is just gonna try to basically kill everyone and keep the Opera House from getting destroyed, and basically just get it condemned instead. So again, I think that's going to be really cool.
Kind of like that Big Beautiful house again too, where it's just like the setting in
lots
there.
Lots of high vaulted ceilings, lots of
Like
a scene with like the chandelier coming down with like bodies on it. Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful.
I loved Unmasked, but I really just wish the Phantom scenes were not so many drapes, and it was more.
The Hollywood section was Hollywood's was good.
Yeah,
for Phantom.
I've seen walkthroughs.
In Red Death Phantom we trust. In Red Death Phantom we trust.
All right, and now your second pick.
Second pick. Ooh. Do I go with one that I would enjoy for any IP that's not probably something a lot of people would pick, or do I go with one that a lot of people would pick?
Go with your heart.
I've tried both ways and I never win, so
I always go with
I could not tell you.
I am going to go for one that Adrian will find absolutely hilarious. And all I'm going to say to him is to the moon, and he'd probably understand what I'm talking about. And that is Jaws. I am taking Jaws as my NEIP house.
Nice.
Jaws is going to be a great IP house, and everyone is going to be scared of sharks for the rest of their life and scarred for life of just watching Quint die again.
And they should only sell Narragansett out front of this house.
Yes, absolutely. Give us Narragansett. I have it somewhere behind me, a can behind me of Narragansett.
Was it made on merit, sold on honor? It's the best of the best right there.
There it is.
Nice.
The classic from Rhode Island.
Classic.
All right. So, Adrian, that brings you back up, bud.
All right. I just want to clarify. He's talking about a podcast that we used to do where we had a bracket and Jaws was on that bracket and it made it so far on that bracket, but it didn't win, but it almost did. Anyways, I'm going to take my holiday house here because I have a feeling someone's going to try to come up and take it, and I don't want that to happen. I'm going with Cult of Krampus.
Okay. All right. I like that. That wasn't on my radar. I like that because it's almost like two different picks, right? It's like almost the holiday mixed with like a good monster. You don't really have to create the monster, but it's already there teed up for you. I like that. All
and
right.
This means Christmas isn't taken, right? We can still do like a Christmassy themed house. It just can't be Krampus.
I would say Christmas is still on the board if somebody does want it.
I don't make the rules here.
Yeah.
no, I just want to make sure that like, because I have one that's Christmas related, but like I don't want it to be like, well, someone already took Christmas as the theme, so
I'd say we're good with that one. All right, Johnny.
I'm gonna do the holiday themed, but I'm just gonna do straight up Halloween, and it's gonna be all the pagan everything, all the bitter primal start of Halloween. That's what I want.
I like those like creepy little wicker masks and stuff like that. I like that. All right, Seamus, are you going to continue this holiday trend or what? Because then I might have to determine what I'm going to do.
No, I'm probably going to wait for a minute because I don't know if anybody's got what I'm thinking. I mean, I could be wrong. I usually am. But
now I want to do my holiday just to see if it's what you had.
No, we're not going to do that. I don't think I got it. I'm going to do my scare zone for past HHN House because I'm just going to take a stab and think that somebody might be considering it.
So this is your scare zone pick?
My scare zone pick for past HHN House.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to do The Weeknd.
Oh, all right.
Because I would love to see him done as a scare zone because I think it'll give you more of that Rob Zombie scare zone thing where it's a lot of music playing, costume scare actors dancing and all that stuff. I think it'd be more of like a party vibe. But I want that like that vibe you got when you waited in line for the house, but as a scare zone.
I like that. All right. Man, oh man, where do I want to go?
Plus I need that normie vote, bro.
Right. All right, I'm going to do my original / sequel, and I'm going to take Ghost Town, Curse of Lightning Gulch. I want to see another Western style house. I want to see that kind of brought back. I don't know why the Western vibe like hasn't been around so much, but I want to see it back. So bring me back to that little town, or make a new town. Just do same thing, Ghost Town, put it somewhere else. But
was that for original house?
So yeah, that'll be my original or like HHN sequel. So Jamie, you are up with 2 picks.
See, now we're getting to the what am I going to pick to make sure someone else doesn't do it? Because I might have to do my holiday one because I feel like it's a pretty one that possibly could get picked. So I am going to pick my holiday one for my first pick, and I'm going to pick Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Themed house. What I'm thinking, kind of Carrie style setting, prom gone wrong, something happens to the kids at the dance, Valentine's Day, girl gets her heart broken, kills everyone at the dance, kind of deal.
No evil Cupid?
It's what I was
like
thinking.
Like a mean Cupid?
Yeah. I like that.
All
See,
right.
I like the track you're on now.
All
so that's
right.
going to be my holiday themed house. And then I think I'm going to do my IP, Never Been at HHN.
Okay.
And I don't think it's what you and Seamus think I might be picking. Because I'm kind of going with my heart on this one, but kind of going for the people
I think
too.
I know what it'll be.
Do you? Okay. So it's going to be The Lost Boys.
No, that wasn't what I thought.
No? Yeah? You thought it was going to be It Follows?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
But on my next pick, I'm going to take one that I think you probably would have taken.
Well, it's definitely not going to be Donnie Darko, so I doubt that.
Absolutely will not be Donnie Darko. I will go now, and I will take my Never Been, even though I'm the last one. But I want to take it just to see if Jamie had this on her list or not. And I'm going to take They Live.
I did not have They Live, but that would make a sick
Ooh.
house, and I definitely
I want that
definitely
with the
could see
3D
that
style
too.
glasses too, and like you could have the characters with like you could almost do some sort of like skeletal makeup on them and have it change with lighting, so it looks like you're glasses on, glasses off. So I'm gonna go with They Live. That's something that I haven't really talked about too much, and I've seen it a long time ago, but then you watch it constantly, so I've seen it a lot more now. But I think that would make for a fun house at least.
That'd make a very cool house.
Yeah. All right, Seamus, you are up.
All right. Well, this is quite the conundrum.
Quite the conundrum.
I know holidays are getting thin.
Yeah, they are and they aren't.
You don't want to take Arbor Day?
I literally
had Arbor Day.
Man.
Arbor Day in parentheses trees.
Trees, yeah. It's just the happening brought to life.
It's trees and ghillie suits. It's all
Hey,
you need.
evil trees be scary.
There's actually no scarectors in the house. You're just anticipating a scarector the entire time.
It's just dark rooms full of trees lit up by the moonlight.
All right, I'm gonna go with the past Scare Zone house for one of them. Since you took Vikings Undead, which, God damn you, it's hard for me because like I've only been since 2019, so it's like there's only so many to choose from that are good. But I went back a little bit in history and looked at a few that I thought that sounded cool, and one of them was Blood Masquerade. And I think that was it sounded like a really cool idea. Again, not one that I've done, but I like that idea of that like Eyes Wide Shut look, but like done in like a horror way instead of just like weird Tom Cruise way. But like see that done up as a house.
All right. That's a deep cut. So Johnny, over to you now.
All right, I'm going to go with we're doing 2 past Scare Zones, turning them into houses, right?
Correct. Yep.
Correct.
Okay. My other Scare Zone is going to be Vanity Ball, turned into a house.
Bitch.
And I want it to be like Repo, the Genetic Opera, man. I want it to be a musical. I want it to just tear it up, dude.
So I had to be a dick and take Vikings Undead just so my other Scare Zone could get taken as well. So now I got to do some digging. All righty. That's fine. That's okay. All right. Adrian, you are up.
I had that like lined up to put it on my thing too. I was so ready.
Yep. Well, that's what you get for taking the Wyatt 6.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Sorry.
We start all just making petty picks based off of who stole what from us.
All right, I'm gonna go with my urban legend. I'm just gonna bring back La Llorona.
Okay.
As a zone, right?
Always a good one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, thank you, spell check. All right. All right, so Michael, you got 2 now. Back to backs again.
Perfect. So because I keep getting wary that people are going to steal my idea for holiday themed, I'm going to go with that. So I want to do a St. Patrick's Day leprechaun themed original.
All right.
Themed on the legend of St. Patrick's Day and basically kind of like stealing leprechaun's gold, trying to trap a leprechaun as like a kid, all that sort of thing. Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do for that one. And then as far as other pick, let's do and then let's do my original sequel. And I'm gonna bring back the SS Fright Panic.
All right.
I actually had that one on my list.
Bring back the fully split house, baby. We want that.
Yeah,
I like that.
That is exactly what I want. And I had a feeling that someone was gonna have it, so I wanted to get that off my board as early as I could.
Yeah,
I just want to see that house.
Right.
Yeah, that's like it's almost like a legend at this point where I'm just like, damn, could have been there, could have seen it if I just
that should have been me.
If I went when I was 5 or whatever it was. All right, Adrian.
Okay, I'm gonna go with an original house. It's going to be Atlantis, the Lost City.
Okay.
Ooh.
I feel like it's very straightforward. Kind of peeling towards the actual attraction, so Poseidon's Fury, but not so much in the same light. Just very similar storyline.
You don't want Darkagon in there or whatever his name is?
Darkanon.
Easter eggs.
Or Darkanon.
Don't at me in the comments, bro.
Oh, God, I already missed that attraction so much. It was so bad, but I love it. R.I.P. I'd pour one out if I didn't have a carpet, but things.
Scored on the carpet.
Yeah, that's right. I'll let the dog come lick it up. It's fine.
So,
Johnny, you are up.
All right. I'm going to go with my original, Your Own or HHN sequel. And my favorite house of all time original was Nightingale's Blood Prey. The World War I Trenches house. Dear God.
Terrifying.
It was amazing. So we're going to go with a sequel to that.
Nightingale.
Nice.
All right.
Very nice.
All right. And Seamus, that brings you up.
Damn it. This is going too fast. I haven't had to think. I'm trying to come up with like an original idea that isn't just a sequel, but I'm still struggling with it. But I am going to take one of them, and I'm going to go with a sequel. And you guys can call me out if this doesn't count. But I want a direct sequel to Scarecrow the Reaping, and we can call it Scarecrow's the Creeping.
Okay. I like it. That works.
Why not?
In all honesty, I've heard nothing but amazing things about that house, like potentially the best house they've ever done, the scariest house they've ever done, and hearing all of that and never getting to really experience it outside of the scare zone that they did, it was kind of like it. And I guess Pumpkin Lord's house, I guess, is a pseudo sequel to it, but I want a true direct sequel to that scare zone, to that house.
Yeah, I had a lot of Scarecrow vibes in the Wicked Growth house as well, but Scarecrow, I was lucky enough to actually start going at that point, so I do remember that one.
Scary.
All right, so I am up, and Seamus is the only one besides me without a holiday. So
I thought you did your holiday.
No, I did not.
Okay.
So you know what? I'm going to skip that so I can pick it right before him, just in case. Just so I can be that much more of a dick.
Petty.
And I don't think somebody's going to take this monster. And we can kind of like let me know if it's not technically a universal monster to you guys, but I want the Metalunia mutant. Oh, all right. So it looks like somebody considered it one because they were not happy I took that one. Yeah,
I've never heard of it, so I can't fight you on it.
From this planet Earth, he's
tattoo he's got.
It's right on my thigh. He kind of looks like an upside down ball sack. It's great.
Never have known what it was.
Yeah, he was present last year in the Dead Coconut Club. They had a big old statue of the homie up there. But I just kind of want sort of like that goofy, schlocky sci-fi style house versus going crazy with the way they've been on the trend with the monster houses. They are very intense, and I think this would be a fun little shift of feelings, I guess. So that's what I'm going to go with for that one. So Jamie, you are up for 2 picks now.
Okay. So I think I'm going to take my first original, Your Own or an HHN sequel. And I feel like you'd be really proud of me because I came up with my own original idea. And I usually don't. That's usually your specialty. Yeah. So I was kind of thinking, how do I explain this? Kind of like an abandoned mall backrooms themed original house.
Come on.
Really?
I had mall.
You're lying.
I had mall. I wanted a haunted mall, like not fully shopping mall style, but like
not
eerie,
shopping mall style. Eerie.
But I just wanted an eerie.
She's talking
mall.
Back rooms, or what do you call it there?
Kind of like the liminal. I'm really into like the liminal space
analog
stuff
horror
right now.
Analog horror, liminal space stuff. Yeah,
but even just like creepy, like abandoned malls, you could have like. I don't want to say zombie food court workers and like shit like that because I'm really not a huge zombie fan, but just like more like ominous, creepy stocking figures creeping around at the
things,
mall,
yeah.
creaturey things. Yeah. So you get where I'm going with that.
Oh no, I get where you're going with that because I had that in my head.
Because you took it from him.
Yeah, well,
I just
you know
always
what?
I feel like abandoned malls are just so creepy, and just like malls now that are so empty. I don't know if
Abandon
you guys
anything.
have been to like the Fashion Square Mall ever, but that's like one of like the most creepiest malls and used to be so popular. But okay, off topic. But for my next pick, I think I'm gonna do a scare zone. I haven't picked any scare zones yet. And I'm going to do the Vamp scare zone, pick a year or theme. It's a theme we've not seen before from a Vamp scare zone. It's gonna be Vamp Y2K.
Oh, you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know what I'm going with.
Okay, we see you, Jamie. We see you.
Yeah.
She's coming
So
to
I'm
play
thinking-
now. Now that she gets the
I'm
number
looking at
one
my
pick.
sheet.
Literally,
thinking,
right on.
like-
I literally had it written out exactly like that on my sheet.
Vamp Y2K. And as soon as I
Vamp
thought of it, I was
Y2K.
like, man, I'm really on the ball today. I'm usually not this crafty with everything. So I would assume you guys could imagine what I'm thinking then if you also had that on your ideas. But kind of the scene, the emo vampires, the vampires that you would see like Disney Channel characters' outfits wearing the big layered knee-high Converse, layered outfits, scarves, jean outfits. But yeah, I can definitely see that being a pretty cool vamp iteration that we've not seen yet before. Mhm.
That is. So now
I was thinking more end of the world, end of technology shutting down type thing.
planes
Okay.
dropping out of the air.
I like that too.
So-
And see, that's why I like always hearing like other people's ideas too, because you could have that taken two different ways.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to go with my holiday. And I just need to look at Seamus's screen to see if this is what he had. But I want to do an Easter themed.
Oh, let's go.
Easter.
Easter.
Well, yes, I think Easter is just like, as a whole, like weird and creepy on a premise. Like this big bunny comes and gives you eggs and you like eat candy out of them.
I always
and you
thought it was
just
scary.
and you're just like okay with all of this, like, and like just look at any mall Easter bunny, like terrifying, made of like that's nightmares right there. Those things are the worst things in the world. So I'm going with Easter for my holiday. So that seems now like Seamus can wait on holidays because it didn't seem like that was going to
Am I
be
the only
his
one that
go-to.
doesn't have one yet?
You are, so you can
I
kind
think
of
so.
sit pretty on
So
that.
I'll let that one
a little
sit
bit.
for a minute then.
So you are up now.
Am I the only one without a Blumhouse too?
No.
Hi.
Johnny and
Johnny, too.
Adrian also need one.
Okay, all right, cool. All right. I don't think anybody's gonna take that one, so well. Hoping. So I'm gonna go my Scare Zone Urban Legend because I know Nick is gonna have this one on his list and he's gonna hate me. You ready?
Which one? Which one?
My Urban Legend is gonna be Jersey Devil.
Yep, that was one. I did have a backup though because that is a popular.
All right, so he knew.
But I feel like
Yeah.
that was like my number 2 pick. So now I feel like I need to go pick my number 1 before it gets taken.
But yeah, Jersey Devil would be sick. Even just as a scare zone, it's such a cool legend. It's probably one of the better legends, at least in the United States. Anyways,
I feel like every urban legend one would be set in Central Park.
I would
Like,
think so.
I feel like that's just the best setting for any of the urban legends that are out there. So, all right. So Johnny, back to you.
Well, that being said, Urban Legend Mothman. Let's
Okay,
go.
all right. Oh, we got the
On my
run.
list,
The run is started. So am I going to be able to make it all the way back? Oh boy. Well, at least
You don't
Adrian's
have
already
to
got
worry
his.
about me. I already took
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
All right. So you're up now.
Since you took my Metaluna mutant, I'm not going to pick my monster right now, but I'm going to go with a scare zone that's kind of relative to the same stratosphere. I'm taking Invasion.
Okay. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I was debating, but I had that on my list after Vanity Ball got taken because I was running out, and then I picked Metaluna Mutant, and I was like, I can't do both of those on the same thing. I mean, I could, I'd want it, but I like that. That's a
I had
good
the same
one.
debate. I was like, I don't know which one I'm going to take, so I'll just
Yeah.
wait and see if someone takes the other one, and then it's
Just-
like a switch and bait.
There you go. See, you're welcome.
Thank you.
So, Michael, you are up for back-to-back picks.
All right, so I am gonna start off my picks with one of my past scare zones that I'm gonna do as a house this time around, and that is Zombie Gra.
Ooh, nice.
I had that too.
Yeah.
I had that.
Yeah, I was looking through all the past scare zones, and there was only a handful that I had picked out that I was like, I could see this being a really cool house. And especially since I'm super hyped about the Mardi Gras Murders section of Slaughter Cinema being this year. I was like, yeah, I want to do this.
Yep.
So
that'd be fun.
With my second pick, though, I'm going to do my Urban Legend Scare Zone. We'll let Nick sweat here a little bit.
Oh boy.
And I'm going to take Sleepy Hollow Legend of the Headless Horseman.
Okay. All right. So as long as I should be able to get mine, but I'm going to have to, you're forcing me to take it now. So that way Jamie doesn't take it. I don't think
That's
she
a
would.
creative pick. I like that one.
I
wouldn't
think she
even
would
thought
keep
of
mine,
that.
but I like that one. That's a good one right there.
Mhm.
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Originally, I had thought of doing something with like pirates and like mermaids, but I was like, yeah, they kind of do that right across the street, so I'm not going to do
that. every year. All right, so Adrian,
I think I'm up.
Yep.
I don't think a single person's taken a fairy tale yet.
No, fairy tales are wide open.
All right, I'm going to be the one to take it off the board first. I'm going to go with Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
That's a solid pick.
Seamus. Man, that was a good one.
That is a good one.
Mhm.
So are you gonna start the run on fairy tales now? Let's see. Johnny, are you gonna keep this train?
Nope. I am taking my IP, baby.
All right.
My IP is gonna be Squid Game.
Ooh. Season 2 comes out December.
It does.
That's good synergy.
I can't wait for that second season. I'm curious how they're going to bring it all the way around because that was a phenomenon right there. That thing was. Mm-hmm. I want to audition for the Netflix one, the actual competition version of it.
Me thinking I could win, right?
Yeah, there's like 2 games I think I could like win on like reality TV: Squid Game and Survivor. Like I think I can be dickish enough to win. So Seamus, we are to you now.
Oh, we're back to me again.
We are.
This is so fast.
This is the lightning draft right here.
I know I'm still thinking on a lot of these. So I think for one of the ones that I've got to pick, I'm going to go Scare Zone for Vamp. And I'm going to do my old reliable. I'm going to go year 1889.
Okay.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I have 1899.
I've been talking about this for the last couple of years. Asked these two, kind of along the same idea Nick was having about like I want to see something based in the West. I'd love to see a vamp something based in that old West, cowboys and horses and all that good stuff, and done in the Vamp style. So I'm dying to see something like that. I almost did 1789, but I felt like that would have been a little weird. Vampires and powdered wigs. So
that would be funny.
Wooden teeth. Yeah. All right. So I am up and I'm going to grab my urban legend just in case Jamie was going to take it, which I don't think she was going to, but I don't want to risk it. And I'm going to take the Wendigo.
That's
so
nice.
Pretty much the Antlers style movies, which again fits pretty good in Central Park. You can have weird, creepy, almost sort of like how Johnny had with like the classic Halloween, just like that weird backwoodsy style aspect to it. So, all right. So Jamie, you are up for 2 picks.
So I don't think I've picked a past Scare Zone as a house yet.
You have not.
No, so wasn't sure if we could pick IPs, if you consider this an IP for this one, but I would like to see Crypt TV come back as a house.
Okay.
That's a
scare zone.
If that counts, yeah. Yep.
It was definitely a scare zone, that's for sure.
I didn't know if we could use like IP scare zones, like if I said the Rob Zombie or something like that. So I know you guys didn't like it, but you guys haven't watched the shorts. They're so good.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I bet they're great.
I don't know. I like them. The look is great.
Appreciate it. The look
and the Mordeo
is great, and the you don't got to tell me, my friend. I appreciate it though. I'm glad someone else does. Okay, and I think I'm gonna go with another scare zone. I might as well do my urban legend since everyone's already on the board with it. I'm gonna choose the Florida skunk ape.
All right.
Our hometown mascot, pretty much our icon. Similar to Bigfoot and Yeti pretty much, so it probably wouldn't be as diverse of a house, but it'd be cool to have the Florida kind of swampy setting, woods with the overgrown brush and cattails and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right. I'm really surprised this one hasn't gone yet, but I'm going to go for another HHN sequel. And I think I've talked about this in the past, and I want to see the evolution of Pumpkin Lord. I want Wicked Growth 2, and I want him to be, instead of like the Pumpkin Lord, I want him to be the Pump King. And it's almost like the Groot, where he like evolves and his head turns into like a crown. He's like King Pumpkin Lord. Like, that's where I want to see that go. So I'm surprised Wicked Growth has fallen this long, because that's usually one of the first couple picks in these drafts. Seamus usually grabs that, so it might have taken another one from him. I'm not sure.
That's why I went Scarecrow, because I think Scarecrow deserves a sequel. It's been long enough.
Yeah, and I love that. I need to get some sort of Halloween vibe somewhere, and I think that'll kind of scratch the itch for me. So that brings you back up, Seamus.
Back to me. All right. I'm gonna do my second original, and this time I'm actually gonna have an original idea. I guess it's kind of on this. It's the same idea as what Jamie was going for, just not in the same setting. But recently in the news, I'm sure everyone's heard. It's pretty terrifying, the thought of being abandoned on a fucking space station. So I want like abandoned space station, but it's been overrun by some form of alien monster that, you only hear as you kind of go through, and then eventually get to see it. So I think that would be pretty scary.
That's a cool setting.
Yeah, they made they made a big horror franchise about that.
Yeah, called Alien. But it's not a xenomorph, Nick.
Okay, all right. No face suckers. All right.
I mean, the poor people that are stuck on the space station right now until 2025. That's terrifying, man.
Oh my god, that is crazy.
That is horrifying.
And in their honor, we'll make a haunted house about them.
Why not?
Next up, Titanic excursions. Too soon? No.
Not the Titanic.
So Johnny, you are up.
Yeah, man, it's only been 110 years.
No, the visiting capsule that like.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, you mean the submarine?
Yeah, that one guy.
No.
All right, I'm up now.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna do my Vamp pick, and I'm gonna do a theme and a year. And I love Cyberpunk 2077, so we're gonna go Cyber Vamps 2077.
Back up, damn it.
Such a good one.
I had 2099 on my list.
Rick, both you guys?
I literally had 2077. I was
really
like, I want to
cool,
do Cyberpunk.
I was like, I'll just throw like a really like futuristic year, and like I just want it like weird, almost like Vamp meets like Seek and Destroy with like just EDM style music. Like that'd work. That'd be a zone.
I like
vibe zone. All right. Well, these Vamps are getting pretty selective
they
now.
are.
So
because I was literally about to take that.
Yeah. Oh, man. All
Kudos
right.
to both of you guys, because that's a good one.
All right. So Adrian, you are up.
Let's thin out Vamps a little bit more. I'm going to go with Vamp The Last Rave. So think about like an EDM concert, but it's just like Vamps.
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be like instead of like foam, it's just like blood. They're just gonna spurt blood at the audience like that. That actually sounds awesome.
Or like a vampire nightclub. I've always wanted something like that.
Roll stock footage Blade, baby. Let's go.
Yes!
It's literally like the Blade scene.
I say I picture the Blade scene in I forget the name. Is it from the Matrix when they're in
they're on the Zion or whatever.
Zion,
when they're all like half naked dancing and shit.
That just reminds me of the Matrix scene. All right, so Michael, you got 2 back-to-back picks now.
Okay. Well, I had one that I was gonna do. So I'm gonna do my fairy tale, and I want to do kind of like Red Riding Hood, but werewolf hunter.
Okay.
Ooh.
So kind of like that idea where instead of like, grandma's already dead, so instead of like trying to run away and be scared, no, she's gonna go after the werewolf and crossbow and everything, just start mowing them down, man.
Revenge.
He's back for absolutely.
Little Red Riding Hood is no longer little.
Yeah, not so little Red Riding
She's been
Hood.
putting in the work.
Been getting
She's
those
fucking
games.
yoked out of her mind.
She's just in the corner doing deadlifts.
She's like, I'm coming for you. She's got like wolf heads on her fucking like on the wall behind her.
Got
doing
buckets,
pull-ups and shit.
got pails of water, just like ripping it. Just fucking getting after it. All right, so we got one more after a little ripped Red Riding Hood.
And unfortunately, I can't take my vamp right now because I need to think of another one.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna take my original that I came up with, and that is Kill a Manjaro, Mountain of Lost Souls. And
right.
it's basically regarding the legend of the Mount Kilimanjaro, where the top of it, where it meets the sky, is a portal to hell.
Oh,
It's basically that's
cool.
That's like an actual legend in African tribes. So it's basically where the sky touches the top, they think that it is a portal to hell, and that when you reach there, you basically drop right into hell. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I like that.
It's a good little setting too. They could play a lot with like the lighting in there. I mean, pretty nutty. All right. So Adrian, back to you.
All right, I'm gonna take my past house as a scare zone. Now I'm shooting it way back to before I even went to the event with this one. I'm going with Hell's High.
Okay.
Are you guys familiar with? You guys should be.
It was in the high school
I've read
setting,
up about
right?
it before. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically a original serial killer, similar to what we have right now with triplets, like what we're supposed to be getting, but it's filmed in a high school. So kind of just throw that into a street, an original killer, have all of the victims running around. Will be perfect.
All right.
I like it.
that. I love those like that. For me, when I think like high school, it's like I like that high school setting. I like the mall setting, like movie theater stuff like that is all very reminiscent to me. So I like when those get represented a little bit. So that's a good one right there. All right. So Johnny, where are you heading?
All right, here's where we're going with this. We're going to go into a scare zone, baby.
All right.
Scare zone.
And the scare zone, past HHN House turning into a scare zone. We're bringing it back to Cabin in the Woods, baby.
Oh,
Ooh, I like that.
Oh yeah.
we love Cabin in the Woods around here. Mhm.
That's I think that might have been the first time I really got introduced to Chris Hemsworth, which like I go back and look at it and I always am just like, wow, I forgot he was in this.
I
thing.
always forget. Yep.
Until he, spoiler alert, smashes his motorcycle into the. Didn't even make it to the. He didn't even make it to the fun part.
No, he didn't.
That
He
and
said,
that's
"Don't
a
worry,
movie.
guys. I got this."
That's a movie I still can't believe didn't make future installments with the way they ended it and having like each country sort of having their own version of this. I was so surprised they didn't do like, you know, the Japanese style version of Cabin in the Woods or something like that, or South American. I feel like they're leaving money on the table there. But I'll have to send my emails over to whatever company produced that. Hit up Universal or whatever.
Right.
Seamus, what do we got now?
Oh boy, now I'm all lost. Which ones haven't I done yet? I haven't done any IP yet.
So you need any IP, you need a Blumhouse, you need Holiday, you need a past scare zone, and then do you want me to tell you your scare zones as well?
A fairy tale and an icon, right? That should be
Correct.
left.
Yep.
All right, cool. Yeah, what do I want to do here?
This is when it gets interesting when you're like, all right, what else do I have left? Like, where do I?
Yeah.
It is a little bit easier for me because I do get to see like everything right in front of me and be like, all right, I need to fill this gap here real quick. But
I've been
I'm
marking.
keeping track of it on my own, but I think I'm gonna go with past scare zone. I'm gonna reach back into the past again. Another one that I didn't get to do, but it just sounds cool. And it's a layer of the Banshee.
God damn it!
Is that really on your list?
Yes.
Let's fucking go.
Because I wanted to do like the super
I didn't want to take yours, but I mean, if I have to, it's yeah, it just sounds cool. I don't know. I like the idea of a Banshee and different types of Banshees and making it a house. I think it would work.
I wanted to go like, because that was like rumored a couple of years ago, but I wanted to be like super Celtic style, like not necessarily what that zone previously was, but like I wanted to dig into the like lore of where the Banshee name came from. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sure you do as well, because our Irish growing
sounds
up.
great. I'm definitely down for something like that. So that's why it's on my list.
All right. Well, now I'm gonna have to dig a little bit because I thought I had enough scare zones teed up, but apparently not. So I'm going to go with only one person has to do one. I'll do my past HHN house as a scare zone, and that is going to be Dollhouse of the Damned. I think that would be super creepy having like these people walking around with like these weird little doll masks on, and just like even the house, like the setting, just from the picture I saw, like a lot of them were like little chain link fences with doll faces like connecting to it, like pretty almost cheap looking, but like easy to replicate in the streets as well. So you can kind of set up little barricades like that, and just, I mean, creepy little doll people walking around would be enough for me to say no thank you. But that's where I'll go for that one, so I have time to think about my other picks that have not fallen the way I've wanted it to. Jamie, you are up for 2 more picks now.
All right, I'm going to start knocking out a couple more of these scare zones. I'm going to do my fairy tale, and I'm going to choose Hansel and Gretel for my fairy tale style. Scare zone setting, I think, could be pretty cool. And then I'm going to go with past HHN House as a scare zone that we've had a little bit ago, but I really enjoyed this house, and I think it could still make as a fine scare zone. And it is Nevermore: The Madness of Poe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Trying to keep track of everything I've got on here.
Yeah, you know, I think I might have
We're
to
doing
grab...
pretty good. We're doing pretty good.
I might have to grab my fairy tale now as well, just because I don't want to get caught in another scare zone situation where I'm struggling.
Another debacle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to take fairy tale.
Do it.
I'm going to go with the 3 Little Pigs.
Oh my God. Make me nervous.
I think you got, I thought I got it. Oh, damn it. I think character-wise, it'd be really cool to just have like these
creepy
torn
pigs.
apart pig people, and then you could have, you know, the brick house set up, the straw house, the whatever, you know, houses they made, have those as little props, and you can use the doors as door scares, and you can obviously have like a big mutilated bloody looking wolf that's sort of roaming around, as well as like the main, you know, big bad in the zone. So I'm gonna go 3 Little Pigs for that, for the fairy tale. So Seamus, you are back up now as well.
Does that leave, how many people have fairy tales? Is it just me, or is
you and Johnny?
All right, so Johnny's still gotta pick one. All right, then I'm gonna take my fairy tale too, then my scare zone, and I'm gonna go Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, because you guys have been doing this longer than I have. If there's been one, then
it's
we
the
can
only one we
that.
might have to correct. It's the only one I would say, because they've had Asylum in Wonderland as a scare zone in a house.
But this is just for fairy tale, right?
Scare zone fairy tale, yeah.
So yeah, but Alice in Wonderland is still a fairy tale, correct?
Yeah, but that was kind of what it was based off of. It's up to you. It's up to you.
No, I don't make the rules.
I mean, if the vote is no, we cannot allow it, that's fine. I can pick something else. I can go somewhere else and think about this one. So it's up to you guys.
I mean, we'll go around the table real quick. So do you think Alice in Wonderland is a fairy tale? You can do a little thumbs up on the cameras if you're okay with it.
I do think it's a fairy tale. Yes,
it's a fairy tale. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, this kind of. Right, like a lot of these were represented as well in other houses with scary tales, so it's
that's true.
It's a little in between, so it's not you're not using the past house as the scare zone. You're using the actual work of Alice in Wonderland.
All right,
fair.
Then I accept my pick.
I'll allow it.
All right, so Johnny, over to you.
All right, I'm going to get my fairy tale out of the way, and this is going to be the Jabberwocky.
Ooh.
And if you don't know what the Jabberwocky is, look it up because
I was just gonna say.
I will say.
Look it up now. Yeah.
What you're talking about.
A bunch of guys dancing around in white masks and bucket
Yeah, right.
That's what I
I was
thought
like,
at
wait,
first.
this is Hollywood
I was like,
Jennifer?
man, oh.
Jabberwockies, the actual Jabberwocky.
I was like, they were never real.
Let me clarify, please.
I really think that all of
imagination.
people who go to Hollywood hope that it wasn't real, but
You know what's funny is
unfortunately it was.
that completely slipped my mind.
The Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky.
You can even have them perform in the scare zone.
That's fine.
Yeah, right. The Jabberwockies present Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky.
It's Jabberwocky squared.
Nice.
All right.
All right. Since no one else has picked, it's me, right?
Yep, you are up. Yep.
All right. Since no one else has picked an HHN Icon zone, I might as well pick one as well. So, just a question here: is this the icon for the event in general, or just the icon for the zone?
Ooh, I didn't think that deep. I would just do it. I would just do it as zone.
Okay. Then
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that changes my whole perspective.
Well, you can claim it as.
I mean, you can. Yeah, you can make it
Yeah.
like the whole theme if you want to.
All right. I'm going Eddie.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn it. I wanted to do a run scare zone with Eddie.
Oh, I'm glad mine didn't get snagged. Now I feel like icons are going to go on a little bit of a run here. It's always one person that kicks it off for everybody else.
Yeah.
It's always like playing a little game of cat and mouse.
Because everyone gets nervous. Like, oh
Yep.
crap, that means mine's gonna go.
Yep. All right. So, Michael, you're up for 2 picks now.
All right. Well, I came up with in between picks. I came up with another Vamp idea, so I'm going to take that.
All right.
We're gonna do Vamp 2050, and we're gonna do a Mad Max style Vamp house, Vamp zone.
Okay.
That's cool. I like that too.
So
Yeah,
that was one that I was just like, all right, we got to think. We got to think of something we can do here. So yeah, the Mad Max movies were based around 2050-ish time period. I believe is what they were based in.
Nice.
So yeah, we're gonna do that. Well, everyone's already taken Slaughter Sinema. I don't think anyone's gonna take my last 2 or my last scare zone. You know what? I'll do my icon just so I can get it out of the way, just because there isn't a ton to go off of. And I'm gonna do my favorite, and that's the director.
All right. I feel
That
like
was Nick's nice way of saying, "God damn it!"
I know, same.
Yeah, he was on my very short list of icons that I was thinking of, but I have another addiction other than movies that I think I want to play around with for an icon zone.
Well, you just maybe make my decision up, my friend.
Well, there's another movie one in there too, so
I guess that's true.
All right, so that
Depends
brings
on what
us-
obsession you're talking about, because there's a couple
Exactly, right?
obsessions that could fit.
The drinker.
Oh no, we'll get there. I think I'm ahead of you, anyways.
You are. All right, so you just did your 2, so now Adrian is back up.
All right, I'm gonna do my completely original idea. It's a horror take on the Muppets. It's called No Strings Attached.
Okay,
Oh, that'd be cool.
Nick would love that. Nick
I
loves
like
the
that
Muppets.
one a lot. I love
Yeah.
the Muppets.
Well, I mean, Disney's about to evict the Muppets, so they might be.
I
know.
Jeez.
That's
It's a
trash.
win-win.
That was Jim Henson's last directed thing.
It's
That's
sad.
the last time he voiced.
Really sad.
It's the last
It's
time he
sad.
ever voiced Kermit. Bastards.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Aw.
That just made me even more sad.
Right?
I know, right? Yep, that was his last thing he ever
Come on,
like
Walt.
directed. Yep.
We all just have to
Come on,
like chain ourselves to the.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Take the show and push it somewhere else.
All right, just build around it. Come on, it's the only thing I can get on at Hollywood Studios without paying for your other passes. Just let me go see Muppets 13 times. All right. So Johnny, you are up.
Oh man, I'm gonna go with my original Your Own or HHN sequel, and we're gonna go with a sequel to Interstellar Terror,
Okay.
which is one of the dopest ass houses I've ever experienced in my life. It was like the Great Value version of Event Horizon.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that one was. I have not gone to see that one. Again, that was way before my time. All right. So, Seamus, where are you going now?
I'm gonna go Icon Scare Zone because I feel like this is probably, well, I don't know. You're always hard to pin down, but I'm gonna go Lady Luck.
Oh,
because
Damn it.
I know it. I fucking know it because you said my other obsession of like gambling. It has to be right. But like, just imagine like you have a whole bunch of different like casino games, but they're all fucked up, and she's like playing like roulette with people's heads and does like the thing spinning around, people throwing things like knives and stuff. I think it would be cool. And plus, Lady Luck deserves a redemption. I've been saying it. I think that she hasn't really been fairly remembered as well as other icons have, and I think she deserves to have like something else for her again.
Son of a bitch. All right. Yep, that was it. I shouldn't have tipped my hand. All right. Well, I'm just gonna grab my last past Scare Zone as a house because I've searched for so many of them now at this point because they keep getting taken from me. And that's gonna be Bayou of Blood. So I can have kind of sort of the Swamp of the Undead feeling that we're gonna get this year in the Scare Zone. I kind of want that in the house. So just kind of that backwoods Louisiana voodoo style house, which will kind of give a little bit more variety to the event that I got going on here. So I'll go with that so I don't have to keep stressing about Scare Zones. So Jamie, you are up for 2 picks now.
I am, and I was kind of stressing about my Scare Zone too, so I'm still not sure if I have it set in stone yet, but I guess I'm going to go with my Icon. So what do we have? The director and Lady Luck so far have already been picked, yes?
And Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
Ready, Eddie.
This is tough. I know. I think I'm going to have to go with Fear.
Okay.
As my Icon for the Scare Zone.
I was going to say you would have taken that from Seamus, but he took mine, so.
I know, man.
I really wanted Lady Luck because she already had her Scare Zone that was super cool, so I'd love to see her again in one.
They could have had, Horror Nights Triple X, and it could have been either Fear or Vin Diesel or both.
Right.
Or,
hopefully both. Because when you're here, you're family.
Yep.
For family.
They only sell Coronas now.
Yep, sponsored by Corona.
I am Groot
It's Horror
for
Nights,
family.
like family.
Cheers, mi familia. The scariest thing they've ever put into that park was the Fast and Furious ride.
You're not wrong.
Oh, Jamie, you got one more now.
All right. So I think I'm going to go with my IP any. So this can be an IP that hasn't been at the event or has been at the event. You can see it again if you'd like.
Anything. Yep.
This one's kind of out of left field, but as you guys know, for the draft, I usually pick stuff that I would like to see because I'm selfish and I would like to see this as a house. So hopefully other people will, but I'm going to pick Hell House LLC for an IP any. Yeah.
A little haunted house about a movie about a haunted house.
Exactly.
Breaking down all the walls.
I just love the settings, and the clown would make such good scare actors, and you could do a lot with it.
That is a good. I do want to go back and rewatch those series because we covered those a little bit.
I really enjoy them.
Yeah, they're kind of in that, like, for me, in the same vein of Paranormal Activity, where like I know they're not like amazing, but I like them. But all right, so what do I have left? Vamp is whatever. I'm gonna take my any IP. And that is going to be, I have a lot of options here. I'm going to go with Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
That's a fun one. I didn't even think of that. I love that movie.
Interesting.
And the books.
Yeah, because I was tossing between that and a couple other things, and I won't throw them out there in case it takes anybody else's picks. But yeah, I think that one would be a sort of a good compilation-y style house to add to the event. It's different characters and stories, kind of each room or other room, but it's still under the same umbrella, so it doesn't feel too broken apart like some of the Blumhouse mashups where it's like, all right, it's kind of tough to go from one crazy room to another crazy room. These are all sort of in the same world, so I think that would be adapted pretty fun. So, Seamus, you are up.
And that means I've got any IP, Blumhouse, and Holiday, right? That's what I got left.
Any, Blumhouse, and Holiday. Correct. Yep.
All right. I'm going to go IP any.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised I haven't heard this from anyone for either of these, but I'm going to go It.
Yep, that was one of the ones I was
I wanted to do The Shining, but I feel like it hasn't been done. I know that's hard to get. I know it's not something that they can necessarily do, but I don't know. I think it's just a dream house for a lot of people, and especially me because I'm a Stephen King, avowed constant reader. So
it's hard to get it, but
it's hard to get it.
It's hard to get it. Yeah, that was. I mean,
just call it Scary Book Clown, and then we'll all just know what it is.
Right? Just change the colors.
Yeah, that.
yeah.
Oh, look out! What's that? It's that.
It's that. That's coming.
That's coming.
So Johnny, you are up.
I'm gonna go with HHN Icon. I'm gonna do Cindy.
Okay. I like the love we're giving to like all the underutilized icons. I'd say. As other than director, I mean, Eddie, Cindy, Lady Luck, and Fear, I feel like all didn't get a fair shake at things. So that's a good one right there. And could be a very creepy zone because creepy little children are just terrifying.
Terrifying.
Hate it. Miserable. Graveyard Games was like the worst part of that house.
It was terrifying.
It was.
So, Adrian, you are up.
I have a question before I give it.
Okay.
So, can I use something that someone else used for something else? So I have an IP left. Like IP. If someone used this IP for something else, can I use it for a house?
So you're okay.
If not, I have another answer.
I would probably say no. But what does everybody think? Because this is not just me.
Well, what is it?
Say it first.
So I'm assuming it's something somebody,
and then we can all vote or whatever.
I'm assuming maybe a scare zone, but
well, no, it's just like it's used as a scare zone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Cabin in the Woods.
I would say just me, probably not. But what does everybody think?
What did you want to use it for? As your
his
IP any, but it was picked as a scare zone.
Man, you can. I just want to see the house again. You got my vote.
I know, right?
Whatever gets it back at the event, right?
Yep. You can just slide me $5 later.
I would say because it was taken, that kind of makes it off limits, even though it's a different category.
Yeah,
but
I'm with Nick on this one.
I think so. Well,
Yeah,
it is a
kinda-
house in a scare zone, but still.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with another one of my picks. So I've been looking for replacements for it.
Since I don't want to be the swing vote, I'm with Johnny. I don't care. I think it's fine. So Jamie, now you gotta pick. Now you gotta make him
Not
feel better
me.
or not.
Well, the only thing that I could say for that too is that I used the Phantom of the Opera for part of my monsters, and I think Mike used it for one of his monsters as well. So would that be the same kind of thing, or?
No, I think it's
the
different.
monsters, just because it's the
Monsters
monsters
is
are
one
a little
thing.
bit more limited. So like,
Mm-hmm.
there's got to be a little bit of wiggle room there.
I was looking out for you, Adrian. I tried. I really did.
It's all right. I had a backup. It was just in case.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with House of a Thousand Corpses.
Okay. Well, you got Jamie's vote right back. She's glad she said no.
There goes
Love
one of my
it, I know,
backups.
right? Love it.
That's
love
how
it.
you get back to Jamie.
It's true.
Yeah, that one. We did not do that nearly as much as we should have. When
I
it
did
was
it one
here.
fucking time. I can't believe myself.
Yeah.
I honestly
I
can't.
did it way too many times.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah,
it was such a well done house, though. It really was. So cool.
I loved that house.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
So, Michael, you are up for 2 of your last 3 picks.
Okay. Well, I guess then I'll do the 2 that I know I have to fight people over. So I'm gonna do past Scare Zone as a house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take Field of Screams from HHN 14.
Ooh.
Okay.
That was one that kind of was. It was the year that they had both parks, so it was a scare zone that basically stretched that entire pathway between the parks and the back lot. And they just had a metric crap ton of corn.
Yes.
that is where the corn.
That's where it all
curse
started.
began.
Yeah.
Yes.
They still have not learned their lesson.
It's where it's all
So
began.
yeah, That's going to be the past scare zone as a house. And now I'm going to do past house as a scare zone. And I'm going to do Leave It to Cleaver.
Ooh.
That's a good one right there.
Leave It to Cleaver.
All right. So, Adrian, you are up.
All right. I guess I'll pick my monster.
Since I took it 20 years ago.
Yeah. I'm just going to take Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman.
Okay.
I know they had it in Hollywood, but I think they could do it better.
I feel like I'm getting a little I feel like I miss Frankenstein at this point. Like I feel like I've spent enough time away from him where I'm like,
we need him
I feel
back.
like it's time for a comeback. Yeah, it's been enough. Like I miss you. Like I'm sending texts to him at like 2 a.m. like, you up? All right, Johnny, you are up.
All right, I think I've got 2 picks left.
You do. Yep.
All right, I'm going to do my Universal Monster mashup, and it is going to be Dr. Frankenstein making different combinations of creatures out of all of them. So, like, you would get, like, the werewolf arms on the creature and Dracula's head on the mummy.
Now that's
so we're gonna say monster Frankenstein's monster mashup. Yep.
I like
that's
that. That's
sick.
The up's gonna be super tiny. It's just gonna say Monster Mash Up.
Yeah, that would be a sick combo house.
As long as we can get the Monster Mash song in it, I'm down.
That's the exit
Monster
theme.
Mash.
I like that one a lot.
You're welcome.
Damn. All right, let's go pitch it. Seamus, you are up.
All right, so it's down to my holiday and my Blumhouse. So again, I'm gonna go my holiday themed house, and again, if we're not gonna count it because Christmas, the theme has already been picked in a way. But right now, the pick is The Grinch Killed Christmas. So instead of the Grinch stealing Christmas, it's a Grinch-like creature literally murdering people on Christmas with various Christmassy things. Christmas lights and Christmas trees and stuff. So if that doesn't count, let me know.
I'm good with the Christmassy Grinch. Yeah.
All right,
I like that one.
So yeah, Grinch Killed Christmas.
All right, so I'm up. I don't have to fight anybody on either of these really. So I'm going to do Vamp, and I'm going to do Vamp 1999, and it's going to be all Jinko jeans and metal Limp Bizkit and Korn, and people are going to be playing hacky sacks, and they're finally going to have chain wallets in the event. And
just call it Vamp New Metal, and they go.
It's just going to be all new metal 99.
Sponsored by Hot Topic.
Yeah, exactly. That's going to be the logo tile too. It's like the design of that. It's going to smell terrible.
The tribute store facade will just be a Hot Topic, but it'll just
say, We stole this from the Town Square Mall or whatever it is because they're not using it. So, Jamie, you are up for your final 2 picks.
So what do I got going on here? The past scare zone and then another original
or like HHN sequel.
Yeah. Okay. So for past scare zone, this is coming from 2014. Past scare zone I'd like to see as a house. Coming from 2014. So this one wasn't highly recognized as well, or wasn't highly well received, I should say. Yeah, received. It was called Night Maze. So essentially how it was like a bunch of like black chain link fences like set up with like tarps, and they would like move around different like times of the event to kind of like mess people up when they're walking through it. And it was just like all black essentially, but I could see it being a very cool house if they turn it into like a maze-like house inside the setting, and then through certain aspects of the house or different runs you would do, it would be different wall setups, or maybe they could add some different color like strobe lighting with like the different like wallpaper characters you would see in some of the houses that could blend in with the walls and come out and scare you. So I think that could be interesting. And definitely a little redemption from the idea that they had that year for that zone.
Deep cut. That's a deep cut.
Yeah. My
all right, and then your original. All right, and then your original or sequel.
So this one's hard because I had another original idea, but I feel like we've kind of done something similar to it before, that there's been original similar to it before. I was going to do, if you guys think this counts, then I'll go with it, but I was going to do like a game show style setting house.
Okay, yeah.
They kind of had it with Run, how they did it before. I think that was kind of supposed to be like a show style setting as well. but this would kind of be more like creatures, I think, kind of conducting the game show, kind of in the Goosebumps episode of Welcome to Horrorland when they have like that creature feature monster like game show is more so what I'm thinking.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
All right. So your event is done. I just need an icon, and I might as well just take the other one I really like, and that's just going to be the Usher. I'm going to take the Usher as my icon.
I do like
Scare Zone. Yeah, I mean, you could have him walk around with his flashlight. You could have some little popcorn setups. I mean, just picture the movie theater concession stand spread out throughout the zone. So I'll go with that for that one, since director and Lady Luck got stolen. Not bitter. Seamus, for your So this is interesting. The next 3 picks are all going to have to be Blumhouse properties.
Really?
Yeah. So Seamus, Johnny, and Adrian all left Blumhouse to the very end. So where are we going to go? Because
the only reason I left it is because I didn't. The one I came down with, or I decided on, I didn't think anybody was going to pick it, but I don't know why. But I really want to see this setting in a house in some capacity, and this movie just is it, and it's the Belko Experiment. You know, being someone who's worked office jobs the last however many years, and obviously now being remote, it's a little different, but working in an office, I've always had that weird thought in your head where I was like, what happens if, like, for whatever reason, everybody in here just goes insane? It's just murdering each other. And that movie kind of like answers that fantasy, or that thought a little bit. The fantasy.
I really hate those jobs.
I don't know. I just want to see this in in a house, and I know it's how much can you do with an office setting, but I feel like they could do a whole lot with this. And it's one of those weird deep cut Blumhouse movies that you don't even really remember until someone mentions it, and you're like, oh yeah, I do remember that movie. I don't know. I just feel like it would be kind of funny to see.
I was going to say you could have like a copier machine kill, but we literally just had that in Chucky.
Yeah, true.
We did.
All right, so Johnny, for your Blumhouse. Adrian's sweating it.
You know what? I'm gonna go and against my better judgment. And if Adrian takes it, it's fine. I'm gonna go with Oculus.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because that's a Mike Flanagan like OG.
Oculus
movie,
is a good one. I had that on my list too. Mm-hmm.
Now, yeah.
Doesn't get a lot of recognition.
No, those earlier ones, same thing with like Belko. You're like, and even Split with my pick, it's kind of like, wait, that was a Blumhouse? It's like, yep. It's just before they kind of became what they are now, sort of thing. So, all right, Adrian, what is your Blumhouse?
This is very chill. I was really worried, I'm not gonna lie, because I had 3 Blumhouse movies written down, but like I was gonna narrow it down, but now none of them were picked.
Nice.
So I'm kind of stuck with which one I want.
That's almost worse now.
It's
so
just
let us pick it for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll give you guys the 3 you guys pick. I don't mind. We got Megan.
Okay. No.
The Purge overall, and then Totally Killer.
Oh, I mean,
out of the 3,
I know what my pick is.
Pick.
Yeah, same.
And it wasn't the first 2.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. I'll take it.
That's why you're going Totally Killer?
Going Totally Killer. I'm going with the vote.
I loved that movie. I know it's like
I haven't watched it yet, but I do need to see it.
It is fun.
It's so much fun. It's fun.
Nobody took Paranormal Activity. That's interesting.
I'm surprised Nick didn't. He loves Paranormal Activity.
Because I was like, I don't know how they would do it, but like, I want to like experience that. You know, I want to. Like it'd be like you walk into a room and you look down a dark hallway. You know, I guess the characters react to stuff, I guess, or whatever. But you know, and then you actually get to see the demon at the end.
A house style setting is creepy too. Like any just kind of like a classic haunted house styles. Yeah.
I guess it would be similar to like the Wyandotte estate.
Oh yeah, that house was cool. That when I got attacked by a chair. Remember the chair? There was a chair outfit. You would sit down, and the reclining chair would come at you. Man, it was nuts.
I loved little scares like that.
Paranormal Activity would be 6 rooms of just somebody yelling, screaming. I love that franchise so much. I'm probably gonna have to kickstart that binge again, which everybody in my household probably isn't in love with because I just blast the bass and just sit there in silence. All right. So, Mike, you are up for the last pick. This is your Slaughter Sinema.
All right. I'm pretty sure I know which one I'm going to take, but which ones have been taken, just so I can make sure that this one hasn't been taken.
So we had Amazon Cannibals, Shitty's Kids, Barber Chop, Midnight Snack, and Sorority.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll one or two. Which one? Just pick one or two.
Two.
Two, my lord. Two.
Okay.
Two, my lord.
I'm gonna do Devil Dogs.
All right, good. I'm glad somebody picked that because that was on my list. It was down between like Shitty's Kids and Devil Dogs, but I wanted to just make sure.
It's funny. It's my second pick. No one picked my second pick. I was into the. So go ahead.
My second pick was Pumpkin Guts.
Pumpkin Guts would be fun too. I didn't even think about that.
I like Devil
Dogs.
Whatever
the baby one is. I forget what baby.
Oh, they called it Beast Baby.
Yeah, Beast Baby. Like I was like that was my other one, but man, I don't know. It sounds funny.
All right, so that wraps up the draft. So should we? I guess I'll run down everybody's lists really quick, and I'm not going to list off the category, but I'll just list the 10 houses and the 5 zones. So Jamie kicked us off, and she has at her event The Lost Boys, Hell House LLC, Sinister 1 and 2, Invisible Man and the Phantom, Valentine's Day, Crypt TV, Night Maze, Amazon Cannibals, a haunted mall, and a game show as her houses. And her scare zones are Hansel and Gretel, Florida Skunk Ape, Y2K, Nevermore Poe, and Fear. Now I picked my 10 houses. They Live, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, Split, The Metaluna Mutant, Easter, Vikings Undead, Bayou of Blood, Shitty's Kids, Ghost Town, Wicked Growth 2. My scare zones were Three Little Pigs, The Wendigo, Vamp 1999, Dollhouse of the Damned, and The Usher. Not to be confused with Usher. Seamus picked
Usher, baby.
Doom, It, Belko Experiment, Creature of the Black Lagoon, Grinch Christmas, Blood Masquerade, Lair of the Banshees, Barber Chop, Scarecrow, and Space Station, Invasion Alien stuff. For his scare zones, he got Alice in Wonderland, Jersey Devil, 1889 for Vamp, The Weekend, and Lady Luck. Johnny's 10 houses are The Ring, Squid Games, Oculus, Dr. Frankenstein's Monster Mash, Halloween, Vamp 55, Vanity Ball, Midnight Snack, Nightingale's Interstellar Terror. And then his scare zones were the Jabberwocky, Mothman, Vamp 2077, Cabin in the Woods, and Cindy. Ding, 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 ding.
I want to go to that event.
Right? I did just notice you have a Vamp zone and a Vamp house.
I love it.
Vamps all day. Adrian, for his 10 houses, picked the Wyatt 6, House of 1,000 Corpses, Totally Killer, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, Krampus, Anarcade, Invasion, Sorority, Atlantis, Lost City, Muppets, No Strings Attached. And then for the zones, he had Beauty and the Beast, La Llorona, The Last Rave, Hell's High, and Eddie. And to round it all out, Michael grabbed Scream, Jaws, Five Nights at Freddy's, Phantom of the Opera, St. Patrick's Day, Zombie Graz, Field of Screams, Devil Dogs, SS Fritanic, Kilimanjaro, and for his scare zones, Little Red Ripped Riding Hood Hunter, Sleepy Hollow, Vamp 2050, Mad Max, Leave It to Cleaver, and The Director. Whew, that's a lot of info right there. But a great draft. That was a
very diverse lists. I like it.
We were here for a little while, but that thing, it felt like it was going by quick because I had to scramble a lot for some of those. So before we sign off, again, thank you all for joining us on this episode. It was an absolute pleasure having you guys. And we have to, I feel like we always say this. You say this in life too, right? We're like, oh, we got to hang out more. We need to do that. And then life, unfortunately, is life as is. But we definitely have to find a way to kind of get involved more with each other because it's always just an absolute blast, whether we're on an episode together or we're just kind of seeing each other in passing and stuff like that. So before we do sign off, I just do want to offer you guys to once again let everybody know where to find you, and we'll scoot on out of here after that. So Johnny, again, thank you. This is actually the second time we had you on our 1-year anniversary way ago.
Wow.
A long time ago.
3 years ago.
But we gotta
Before
make this
Jamie.
more. We have to make this more of a common thing for sure. So, personally, again, thank you for coming on with us, helping us out with our 1 week to HHN Podathon, and let the people know where we're at.
Yeah. I'm Haunt Scene on everything. Super duper easy to find. Just Haunt Scene on every platform, including OnlyFans. Just look us up.
only Haunts. And then Michael, again, thank you for joining us. This is, like you said, second or third time at this point. It's always a pleasure. It's always fun hanging with you in the park. So let everybody know where to find you at.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in theme parks or haunts, I try to do a lot of haunts and theme parks throughout summer and fall. If you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Hallowed Thrills. Super easy to find me. All one word. Hallowed like Halloween, thrills like theme parks.
Stay hallowed.
Yes, absolutely. Stay hallowed.
Stay hallowed. And Adrian, a pleasure. This is I think the first time we've had you on. We've hung before at the parks, and we always kind of cross paths. It's funny how at HHN, like with a lot of people, you don't ever like plan to see them, and you just instantly run into them. And like I feel like I do that with you often, and it's, we definitely have to make this a more common occurrence. But let everybody know again one more time where to find you at, because you put up some amazing stuff, and depending on where you're at with releasing your stuff when this comes out, you're in the middle of pretty much a marathon of video production right now. So let them know what's going on.
So fun fact, I'm actually, right before we filmed this, I was standing over there at the other side of the room with a green screen filming a video that I posted while we were filming this, which was so much fun.
Dedication.
But I'm enjoying doing this. It's true. I'm writing like a script every single day, and it's hard work, but it's a lot of fun at the end of the day, and it really pays off just for the fans. I don't care for myself. I can get paid absolutely nothing for this, and I just love it. It's just so much fun. Hey, Johnny.
Australia.
Johnny, what's that?
Away from that, though, you guys can find me on any social media platform under Losh TV or the Losh TV on Twitter /X. It's weird, but Losh TV anywhere else.
Nice. Well, like I said, we are in the middle of our 1 week till HHN Podathon, so be sure to come back and check out tomorrow's episode, which is, we already filmed this one, and that is our hot takes episode, and we are probably going to piss off a lot of people. So, you know what? Deal with it. That's just what we're running with for hot takes. You kind of have to do that. So, another great episode. Thank you all again for checking us out. Thank you for joining us. But until next time, let's see. Can we do this all the way around? Can we get this all the way around the horn?
Maybe.
I don't know if everybody's on the same, but
maybe.
Well, until next time, this is Nick.
This is Seamus.
This is Jamie.
This is Johnny Bronto.
This is Michael.
This is Adrian.
Happy hunts.
Happy hunts.
It's cursed. It's got a death curse.
You know, it's Halloween. I guess everyone's entitled to one good scare,
And again, I would just like to thank Vampire Stepdad for letting us use his music for our intro and outro music. So if you would, just go check him out. Spotify, Facebook. Again, that is Vampire Stepdad.